Curse of the Witch by Colton. After decades of the death of Juana Allison for being burned as a witch. Now decades later, Juana is trying to come back, but she needs the help of another person. Allison Duncan discovers a necklace with a rare crystal on it. So, she decides to keep it until the spirit of Juana takes over her body and starts killing her closest friends. Will they be able to stop Juana in time and get Alicia back to normal? Salem, Massachusetts. 1688. A figure in a cloak appears running through the woods, trips, lands onto the ground, then looks back. Fire appears in the distance. The figure in the cloak stands up, then continues running. People are chanting and yelling in the distance. The figure continues running down a path. Emeralds fall out of a sack. No, I must not lose these. If I do, I will die, said woman's voice number 1. The figure grabs the emeralds, then puts them into the sack. The chanting and yelling is getting closer. There she is, said number 1. The figure looks up, then runs. People are chasing the figure. The figure continues running, hits a tree, then drops the sack. The emeralds fall out of the sack again. And quat, no, and quat, yelled woman's voice number 1. The figure bends down to grab the emeralds. Number 1 sees the figure in the cloak, then runs towards her. I've got you now, said number 1, running at the figure in the cloak. The figure in the cloak holds up an emerald, then chants a spell. Number 1 turns into a statue. The figure in the cloak throws the emerald, then continues running. An emerald appears, laying on the ground. People continue running. Number 2 stops, then sees the statue of number 1. Oh no! My dear brother, what has she done to you? She will pay for this. Do you hear me? And quat, get her, and quat, yelled number 2. People continue chasing the figure in the cloak. The figure in the cloak stops at a rock wall. People are chanting and yelling in the distance. No, I must not get caught, said woman's voice number 1. The figure starts climbing up the rock wall. Number 3 looks up, then sees the figure in the cloak climbing up the rock wall. Hey, over there, said number 3. She's trying to get away. And quat, grab her, and quat, yelled number 2. People are running towards the rock wall. The figure in the cloak steps onto a rock, then slips. The sack falls onto the ground. No, my emeralds. I must get them. I need them. The figure in the cloak climbs back down the rock wall, lands onto the ground, then grabs the sack. People are running towards the figure in the cloak, then grab them. Let go of me, you vicious animals, said woman's voice number 1. Number 2 approaches the figure in the cloak, grabs the hood, then takes it off. Juana Allison appears. Juana Allison, you are charged with the killings of most of the children and people in the village. You are also charged with being a witch, said number 2. Please, it wasn't me. It was my sister. She's the evil witch. Not me, said Juana. Please, there's only one member of the Allison family left. And that's you. Take her and tie her to the post, said number 2. But sir, doesn't she get a fair trial? Asked number 3. After what's she's done? I don't think so, said number 2. Footsteps are walking. But sir, if you kill her without a trial, you could be charged with murder, said number 3. Yes, perhaps you're right. Hold it. Bring her here. Footsteps are approaching. Juana Allison, you are so lucky. My friend here just reminded me that you get a trial. Juana smiles at number 3. And I believe we'll have it right here. And now? Do you believe she's a witch? Asked number 2. And quat, yes, and quat, yelled crowd. Then the witch dies. Tie he up to this tree right here, said number 2. Juana is yelling. No, you bastard. This isn't legal. You'll burn in hell for this, said Juana. But sir, you said number 3 being interrupted. I know what I said. And this way, no one goes to jail, said number 2. Juana is being tied to a tree. You all will burn in hell. I promise you that, said Juana. Shut up, witch. Torch her, said number 2. And quat, no, and quat, yelled number 3 being held back. A few torches being lit, then thrown onto the tree. Both Juana and the tree catch on fire. Juana is screaming, then starts chanting. The emeralds start glowing. People are cheering. The fire grows bigger. People step backwards. Evil laughter. The fire rises over the trees, then flies towards the village. No, the village. Our families. People are running, then stopping at the entrance of the woods. The village appears burning. The villagers are screaming. Dear Lord, what have we done? Said number 2. May God have mercy on our souls, said man. Number 3. Salem, Massachusetts, 2018. A car appears driving, pulls into a driveway, stops, then turns off. The doors open and shut. Here it is, our new sorority house. I still can't believe we just bought this place, said Allison Duncan appearing. Me either, said Tara Hale appearing. A second car pulls up behind the first car, stops, then turns off. The doors open, then shut. Both Lynn Flores and Olivia French appear. Oh my God, said Allison running towards Olivia Thing, hugging her. It's nice to see you too, Allison. It's been too long. How've you been? Asked Allison. Great, said Olivia, raising her hand. Both Allison and Tara see an engagement ring on Olivia's finger. Oh my God, said Tara. All 3 are jumping around. All right, girls, we have stuff to do. So, let's get started. So the new sorority girls can come in, said Lynn. All 4 are walking into the sorority house. Items appear laying on the floor of society house. Jesus, look at this place, said Tara. Looks like someone had a party here last night. Without us knowing it, said Lynn. A party? Looks more like a damn massacre, said Olivia. All right, girls, this won't clean itself. Let's get started, said Allison. All 4 are walking, grabbing items off of the floor, then placing them into trash bags. So, how'd he propose to you? Asked Tara. Oh, it was romantic. We took a midnight stroll around the park. Then as we glanced at the stars, he told me that the stars reminded him of my eyes. Then he asked me to look into them. So, as I did, he told me he loved and cared for me and want to spend the rest of his life with me. Then he proposed, said Olivia. Oh, how beautiful. Now, can we get back to cleaning? I got a nail appointment later today, and I'm not missing it, said Lynn. Sure, we'll go faster, Lynn, said Tara, looking at Olivia. Hey, where's Allison at? Asked Olivia. Tara looks out the living room window, then sees Allison outside in the backyard cleaning. She's in the backyard, said Tara. Alone? There's crazy people that live around here, said Olivia. She'll be fine. It's Allison, said Lynn. All 3 continue picking up the items, then placing them into the trash bags. Allison is grabbing items from the backyard, then placing them into a trash bag. A creaking sound. Allison stops, then looks around. Allison picks up another plastic cup. Another creaking sound. Allison stands up, then looks around again. Hey, is someone there? Hello? If there's someone there, you're not supposed to be here. This is private property, said Allison, continuing looking around, turning, then getting startled. George Bishop appears. Hey Allison, sorry if I spooked you, said George. No, you didn't spook me. I spooked myself. Allison looks at George. What are you doing here? Asked Allison. I saw you and I wanted to come say hi. Only if I'm intruding. Because I heard you say this was private property, said George. No, you're not intruding. I only said that just in case it was a stranger, said Allison. All right, so I'm good? Asked George. You're good, George, said Allison. Great. So, did you come to the party here last night? Asked George. What party? Asked Allison. There was a party here. I live just down the street. And I hear the music playing, said George. That explains why these are here, said Allison, raising a plastic cup. I really thought you knew. A few teenagers must have broken in last night, said George. Well, I'll see what the commotion was. Thanks for the input, George, said Allison. Anytime. George looks at his watch. Oh well, time for me to head off to work. See you, Allison, said George, walking away. Bye, George. Allison waves at George. The driver door opens, then shuts. The car starts, then drives away. Allison continues waving, smiling, turning around, then getting startled again. Jesus Christ, said Allison. Hey, it's just me, said Olivia. Sorry, said Allison. Who was that? Asked Olivia. George Bishop. We went to school with him, said Allison. That was the Bishop. Oh my God. Doesn't he look yummy now? Said Olivia. Sure does. I mean, yeah, let's get back to work, said Allison, walking away. Olivia smiles. The items continue being picked up. Allison continues walking, bending down, then sees the reflection of the sun off of an object. Are you all right, Allison? Asked Olivia. Yeah, something is just reflecting the sun, said Allison. Oh, I wonder what it is, said Olivia. Depends, could be something like a piece of glass. Or maybe something rare, said Allison, walking, stopping, then seeing an emerald. What did you find? Asked Olivia. Allison bends down, then picks up the emerald. It's an emerald. I wonder where this came from, asked Allison. Who knows? Maybe one of the people dropped it last night, said Olivia. Maybe, said Allison, staring at the emerald. Emerald starts glowing. Allison's eyes widen. Olivia taps Allison's shoulder. Are you all right? Asked Olivia. Allison looks at Olivia, then back at the emerald. The emerald is glowing. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna hold on to this. Unless you want it. Asked Allison. Emeralds, please. I'm a diamond girl, said Olivia, holding up her hand, then giggles. The trash bags are being placed onto the front lawn. There. The sorority house is clean. Now, said Tara. Great. Now I need to hurry. I got my nail appointment. See you girls later, said Lynn, walking towards her car, then getting into it. Bye, Lynn, said Olivia. So, what now, ladies? Asked Tara. Lynn's car pulls out of the driveway, then down the street. I'm a little hungry, said Allison. I could eat, said Tara. Yeah, me too, said Olivia. All three are walking towards Tara's car. A diner appears. Tara's car pulls into the parking lot, stops, then turns off. All three are walking into the diner. How many? Asked waitress number 1. 3, please, asked Olivia. This way, said waitress number 1. All three are walking, then sitting into chairs. So, what can I get you? Asked waitress number 1. I'll have the cheeseburger, said Allison. Same here, said Tara. Just a salad, please, said Olivia. Coming right up, said waitress number 1, walking away. So, has Santos been treating you right? Asked Allison. Oh yeah, I got to tell you. He's the sweetest man I've ever been with. He's kind, thoughtful, generous, and I also have to say, gentle, if you know what I mean, said Olivia. Nice work, Olivia, said Tara. Sounds like you got yourself a great guy, said Allison. I do. I really do. What about you, Tara? How's you know who? Asked Olivia. Wilson. He's fine. But I'm not sure if he's the one, said Tara. Hey, think with your heart, not your brain. That's how Allison lost her true love, said Olivia. I didn't lose him. He moved away when I was 13, said Allison. But you still loved him, said Olivia. I was 13. I didn't know what love was, said Allison. The diner door opens. The bell dings. Both Gary Jackson and Marco Morgan appear. Gary knocks off a kid's hat. Hey, said kid number 1. Shut up. Keep your child in line, sir. Before we need to teach him a lesson, said Gary. Why don't you leave us alone? Asked my number 4. Why? I didn't start anything. He did. Thanks for the hat, kid, said Gary, walking away. Marco is laughing. Oh no, look who's coming. This way, said Tara. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look what we have here, Marco. 3 of the most beautiful women in this diner. And that's not saying much. 'Cause look, we have the slut, the prom queen, and the virgin, said Gary. Why don't you leave us alone? Said Allison. What was that? I didn't hear. You prude, said Gary. Marco laughs. Get out of here, Gary, said Tara. Hey, listen here. My name is not Gary. It's, and quat, beast, and quat. Hell, you should know a lot about beasts, don't you? Slut. You slept with half the guys in here. And none of them probably compared to me, said Gary, smiling. Oh, that's right. And the next time I want a tic-tac, I'll call you up, said Tara. All 3 start laughing. Gary makes a mean face, then hits Tara. Oh my God, Tara, said Allison. A gun. Cocks. Owner number 1 appears, pointing a shotgun. You 2 boys, get out of my diner, now. Before I call the cops, said owner number 1. Gary taps Marco's shoulder, then looks at all 3 of them. See you, bitches, again, really soon, 'cause you won't have Jabba over here protecting you forever. Come on, Marco, said Gary. Both Gary and Marco are walking away, then out the diner door. Owner number 1 lowers the shotgun. Are you all right, Missy? Asked owner number 1. Yeah, I'm all right, said Tara. Thanks, said Allison. You're welcome, said owner number 1, helping Tara stand up. Maybe we should leave, said Olivia. Sure, said Tara. All 3 of them are walking out of the dinner. A truck pulls into the parking lot, then stops. Hey baby, said Santos. Santos appears. Hey babe, said Olivia. Hey, what happened? Asked Santos. Gary Jackson happened, said Olivia. The driver door opens, then shuts. Is she all right? Asked Santos. I will be. I think it's just a bruise, said Tara. Want me to take you to the hospital to check it out? Asked Santos. No, I'm good. But thanks anyway, Santos, said Tara. All right, You want to stay with them? Asked Santos. Well, we had those dinner plans, said Olivia. Yeah, but your friend just got hurt, said Santos. I'm fine. I really am. You two go have dinner. We'll be all right. Plus, I have Allison, said Tara. All right, my lady. Hey, if they bother you again, just tell me, said Santos. Okay, said Tara. Santos gets into the driver's seat. The truck drives away. Come on, said Allison. The sorority house appears. Tara is holding an ice pack to her left cheek. Man, that Gary has a wicked punch, said Tara. How are you holding up? Asked Allison, looking at the emerald. I'm good. Tara looks at Allison, then sees the emerald. Nice emerald. You could probably get a good price for that. Emeralds aren't around anymore, said Tara. I think I'm just gonna keep it. A piece of thread goes through the emerald, then gets tied together. There, a necklace. What do you think? Said Allison. Nice, said Tara, laying onto her bed. All right, I'm gonna head off to bed. Now, do you need anything before I leave? Asked Allison. No, I'm good. But thanks though, said Tara. Allison walks out of Tara's bedroom. Night, Tara, said Allison. Allison's bedroom appears. She walks into it, approaches her bed, then pulls the blankets off of it. A wind blows inside the bedroom. Allison shivers, approaches the bedroom window, then shuts it. Outside of the house appears. The lights are being turned off. Allison walks towards her bed, lays into it, then looks at the emerald. The necklace gets taken off, then placed onto a nightstand. Allison closes her eyes. The emerald starts glowing. An evil laughter echoes. The sun rises. Tara appears in the kitchen, then pours cereal into a bowl. Footsteps are approaching. Allison appears walking into the kitchen, then sits in a chair. Man, you look like how I feel, said Tara. I couldn't sleep last night. I don't know why, said Allison. Maybe you were too concerned about something. I heard. If you don't let your mind relax, you won't get a good night's sleep, said Tara. Really? Asked Allison. Yeah, read it in the psychology book, said Tara. I must have been worried about you because I had a nightmare about you, said Allison. Really? What happened? Asked Tara. I really don't remember. It's fuzzy, said Allison. Well, maybe if you try to sleep more, you'll be fine, said Tara. I can't sleep. I have a class today, said Allison. Then sleep in class, said Tara, standing up then walking away. A bell rings. People appear in a classroom. All right, settle down. Please, I will be handing back your papers today. Some were all right. Others weren't great, but one kinda stood out. Now, if you don't mind passing these back out. Professor number 1 hands folders to student number 1. Student number 1 smiles. Allison slowly closes her eyes. Now today in class, said Professor. Number 1's voice is fading. Allison. Allison. Allison opens her eyes. The classroom appears empty. Allison stands up, then slowly walks. Allison, this way, said female voice number 1. Hello? Is someone there? Hello? Allison walks into the hallway, then looks down it. The figure in the cloak appears. Hello? Where is everyone? Please, can you tell me where everyone is? The figure stares at Allison. Please, tell me where they are, said Allison. Allison, said Juana. Allison turns around. Juana appears. Allison screams, then opens her eyes. The students are laughing. Miss Duncan, if you please, do me a favor, stay awake in my class. Now, before we were interrupted, said Professor Number 1 turning towards the chalkboard. The bell rings again. Allison is walking down the hallway. Allison. Allison, wait up. Tara stops in front of Allison. Hey, what's wrong? Asked Tara. I just fell asleep. In class, said Allison. Oh, I hope the professor didn't find out. Asked Tara. You don't understand. It's not that I fell asleep in the professor's class. I dreamt of a woman, said Allison. Oh, those kind of thoughts, huh? Asked Tara, laughing. You know what? Never mind, said Allison, walking away. Allison, wait. The bell rings a third time. All right, I need to get to class. Just tell me when I get back, said Tara, running. Allison is walking. The figure in the cloak appears. Allison looks to her right, sees the figure in the cloak, then starts walking towards it. The students walk past. The figure in the cloak is gone. Where'd? What? Oh God, I'm losing my mind, said Allison, walking, then bumps into George. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Duncan. No, I'm sorry, Professor Bishop. You got some coffee on your pants, said Allison. It's all right. I got another pair in my car. Are you all right? You seem a little shaky, said George. Yeah, I just had this embarrassing moment in class where I fell asleep and scared everyone, said Allison. You're not sleeping well? Asked George. No, I just couldn't sleep last night, said Allison. All right, I have a remedy for that. Please, follow me, said George. A classroom door opens. Both Allison and George are walking into the classroom. You must really like your students, said Allison. And quote, you suck, and quote appears on the chalkboard. Oh, that. I think I'm warming up to them. Now, the trick I have for those sleepless nights. I drink this herbal tea after a rough day or something bad happens. This is what I chose, said George, holding a box. Really? I never tried it before. Maybe I should, said Allison. Well, here. I already have another box waiting in my car. You take that home and try it, said George. Thanks, Professor, said Allison. You can call me George, said George. We're in school, Professor, said Allison. Right. It's Professor Bishop then, said George, smiling, then holding out the box of herbal tea. Allison grabs the box of herbal tea, then touches George's hands. I'm sorry, said Allison. It's all right, said George, smiling. The sorority house appears. Allison appears in the kitchen, then stirs a spoon. Are you all right? Asked Olivia. Yeah, I'm good. Why? Asked Allison. Because you've been stirring that tea for about 15 minutes, said Olivia. Oh, I forgot about that. I just keep thinking, said Allison. About what? That dream you had? Asked Olivia. No, not that. About. Allison looks at Olivia. Yeah, you're right. About the dream, said Allison, picking up the coffee mug. Olivia looks at Allison. Oh my God, said Olivia. What? Asked Olivia. That's why you're so quiet. You haven't said a word since I brought up George. You like him, said Olivia. I do not, said Allison. I can see it. Your eyes are flowing every time someone says his name, said Olivia. I do not, said Allison. The front door opens, then shuts. It's George, said Olivia. Oh, shut up, said Allison, standing up, then walking into the hallway. Tara places her books onto a table. I'm sick and tired of guys, said Tara. What did Wilson do now? Asked Olivia. He told everyone that we had sex in the lunchroom, said Tara. You did, said Allison. Yeah, but that's between us, not the entire school, said Tara. Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but Santos and I are heading to the church to meet his family's priest, said Olivia, walking down the hallway. Nice. Have fun, Olivia. The front door opens then shuts. Now you, said Allison. I'm just sick of guys. Maybe I should become a lesbian, said Tara. You have the look, said Allison. Very funny. I'm gonna be in my room, sulking, said Tara, grabbing her books then walking up the staircase. All right, said Allison, turning around then seeing the figure in the cloak in the backyard. The back door opens. Allison walks outside, looks around, doesn't see the figure in the cloak, then goes back inside. The back door shuts. The figure in the cloak appears then laughs. Allison appears sleeping then continuously groaning. An image of Juana appears running. Allison continues groaning. An image of the mob appears yelling and chanting. Allison groans then starts sweating. An image of Juana gets tied to a tree. Allison starts shaking. Both Juana and the tree catch on fire. Juana screaming then chanting a spell. Allison appears standing behind the mob, then slowly walks towards Juana's burnt body. Juana moves her head. A cracking sound. Allison stares at Juana. Juana raises her head then stares at Allison. You're the one, said Juana. Allison screams. Allison. Allison wakes up. It's just a dream. It's only a dream. Allison starts crying. Tara holds Allison. It's all right. You're okay, said Tara. I saw her. I saw the same woman again, said Allison. All right, I believe you. Let's just get you some tea, and we'll talk about his, said Tara. The truck pulls into the driveway, stops then turns off. The doorbell rings. The front door opens. How is she? Asked Olivia. She's all right now, but she had this terrible nightmare. Hope I wasn't interrupting you, said Tara. Not at all. Who needs sleep? Said Santos, smiling. Olivia is holding Allison. It's all right. Allison. What happened? Asked Olivia. I had a nightmare about the woman I saw earlier. The one when I fell asleep in the classroom, said Allison. What was the dream about? Asked Olivia. A group of villagers tied the woman to a tree then burned her. I could hear the voices chanting something like, and quat, a witch, and quat, said Allison. A witch? There hasn't been witches here in a long time, said Santos. You know about witches and stuff? Asked Tara. I actually work at the Museum of Salem. They have a lot of witchcraft. The only thing that got me interested actually, said Santos. Can you research about witches and print some things out? Asked Allison. You got it. I'll do that tomorrow, said Santos. Thanks again, Santos, said Allison. Maybe I should stay here tonight. Is that all right, baby? Asked Olivia. Sure, that's fine with me, said Santos. The college appears. George appears writing on the chalkboard. The figure in the cloak appears behind George. The wind starts blowing. George shivers then turns around. The classroom appears empty. Said George, turning around then continues writing onto the chalkboard. The figure in the cloak appears closer. The wind blows again. George shivers then turns around. Hello? Is someone here? Hello? Asked George, walking up the staircase. The classroom door opens. George looks down the hallway then walks back into the classroom. Lynn appears at the bar, grabs a drink then sips it. Wilson Stanley appears at the end of the bar, sees Lynn then walks towards her. Hey, what's a pretty girl like you doing here? Asked Wilson. Just enjoying a drink. What about you, handsome? Asked Wilson. Well, Tara got pissed off at me because I told everyone I had sex with her in the lunchroom, said Wilson. Oh, Tara didn't enjoy that. Hell, if I was her, I'd love for everyone to know I had sex in the lunchroom. Especially with a handsome stud like you, said Lynn, stating at Wilson. Wilson smiles. The back door of the bar opens. Both Lynn and Wilson are kissing, then go up against the wall. Oh yeah? You're so beautiful. I've always wanted this, said Wilson. Oh yeah? Well now you'll get it, said Lynn, kissing Wilson. Wilson's pants are being unbuttoned. Lynn gets turned around then leans over a dumpster. Both Lynn and Wilson are moaning. Oh yeah baby, give it to me, said Lynn. Oh yeah? You feel better than Tara. Goddamn better, said Wilson. Allison is groaning. The street light starts flashing. Both Lynn and Wilson continue moaning. The figure in the cloak appears then takes off the hood. Juana appears smiling. Both Lynn and Wilson continue moaning. Allison starts shaking. An evil laughter comes from the distance. Both Lynn and Wilson look up then see Juana. Hey, get the hell out of here, lady, said Lynn. Juana looks up at the street light. The street light breaks. Glass falls onto both Lynn and Wilson. Both Lynn and Wilson cover themselves. Are you all right, Lynn? Asked Wilson. Yeah. Who is she? Asked Lynn. The dumpster starts shaking. Both Lynn and Wilson look at the dumpster. The dumpster rises off of the ground then hovers over both Lynn and Wilson. Oh shit, said Wilson. Goodbye to you, said Juana, lowering her arms. The dumpster crushes both Lynn and Wilson. A couple walks out of the bar then sees both Lynn's and Wilson's bodies. Woman number 1 screams. The sun rises. Allison is walking down the staircase humming. Morning everyone. How'd you sleep? Asked Allison. Not well. You kept groaning the entire night. Thought you were having a seizure, said Olivia. Oh, well I feel fine today. I don't even feel tired, said Allison. Great. But somehow we do, said Tara. Try George's herbal tea, said Allison, knocking on the front door. I'll get it, said Tara, standing up, then walking towards the front door. The front door opens. 2 officers appear. Hello officers, how may we help you? Asked Tara. Are you Tara Hale? Asked officer number 1. Yes, said Tara. Do you know Mr. Wilson Stanley and Lynn Flores? Asked officer number 2. Yeah, Wilson's my boyfriend and Lynn's my best friend, said Tara. I'm afraid to tell you this, Miss Hale, but your boyfriend and best friend were found dead this morning, said officer number 1. What? No. Are you sure it's them? Asked Tara. Yes, we're certain, said officer number 1. Footsteps are approaching. Hey Tara, what's going on? Asked Olivia. Wilson and Lynn were found dead, said Tara. Oh my God, said Allison. What happened, officers? Asked Olivia. Well, all we know so far is that the dumpster somehow flipped over, crushing both of them, said officer number 2. Oh my God, said Tara, holding her hand over her mouth. If you need to talk to anyone, here's our number, said officer number 1. We're really sorry, ma'am, said officer number 1. Both officer number 1 and officer number 2 are walking off the front porch. Santos appears walking onto the front porch. What's going on? I saw the cars down the street, said Santos. Wilson and Lynn were found dead, said Olivia. Oh God, Tara. I'm so sorry, said Santos. Tara walks away. Just give her time, said Olivia. Yeah, oh by the way, I found these last night, said Santos, handing papers to Olivia. You searched Salem last night, said Olivia. I couldn't sleep for the life of me last night. It's like something was keeping me awake, said Santos. Allison looks at her watch. Oh shit, said Allison. What? Asked Olivia. I just remembered I have class this morning, said Allison, running up the staircase. We'll look through these for you. Or do you want us to wait? Asked Olivia. Yes, said Allison. That answers that, said Santos. Allison runs down the staircase. I'll look at those when I get back from class. I'll see you later, said Allison, running out the front door. Well, I need to get to the museum, said Santos, kissing Olivia, then walking out the front door. Bye, said Olivia. Olivia appears sitting on the couch, then looking through the pictures. Knocking on the front door. Olivia walks towards the front door, then opens it. George appears. Morning, Professor Bishop, said Olivia. We're not in school right now, Olivia. It's George, said George. Well, come on in, George. What can I do for you? Asked George. Well, I stopped by to see if Allison was home, said George. Actually no, she had class, said Olivia. Really, class today? None of the professors have class on the weekends, said George. Then I don't know where Allison is. Because she said, and quote, she was late for class, and quote, said Olivia. Well, I'll get going then. Sorry if I bothered you, said George. Not at all, said Olivia. George looks at the top paper, then sees Juana's picture. Oh, are you doing some studying on the witches of Salem? Asked George. No, why? Asked Olivia. Oh, I only asked because that woman in the picture, that's Juana Allison, said George. Really? Can you tell me more about her? Asked Olivia. Sure. I know a lot about the old legends of the witches of Salem. I thought witches and warlocks were cool until I read her story, said George. What happened to her? Asked Olivia. Well, they say Juana Allison was a person who had a taste in dark magic. The people in the village always had a feeling that she was the cause of their children and adults went missing. A mob chased her in the woods until they reached the mountainside. Juana was caught by the mob, said George. What happens next? Asked Olivia. Oh, the mob was supposed to take her to jail and await her sentencing. But the leader of the mob, he didn't want to wait. So, they tied Juana to a tree and set it on fire. So, as Juana was burning to death, she chanted one last spell. What it was, no one knew. But before she died, she sent a giant fireball to the village. By the time the mob got to the entrance of the woods, they saw their entire life being burned. Such a horrible story, said George. You said she was tied to a tree? Asked Olivia. Yes, said George. Oh my, I need to find Allison before something happens, said Olivia. Wait, I'll come along, said George. Allison appears, walking down the sidewalk smiling. Both Gary and Marco appear throwing rocks at an abandoned building. Marco sees Allison. Hey Gary, look who's coming, said Marco. Harry looks to his left. Oh my, look at this. The Virgin has come down our street. What are you doing here? asked Gary. I came to see you, said Allison, running her hand over Gary's body. Really? Well, you came to the right place then, said Gary, laughing. Come with me. I want you to do something, said Allison, grabbing Gary's hand. Both Allison and Gary are walking into the abandoned house. The front door shuts. So, what do you want me to do? Beautiful, asked Gary. Allison lays onto the couch, then spreads her legs. I want to know what you feel like, said Allison. Gary smiles, then takes off his jacket. George's car appears, driving, then stopping. The doors open, then shut. Both George and Olivia run inside of the museum. Santos. Oh, thank God. We need your help, said Olivia. What's wrong? Asked Santos. We can't find Allison. She lied about class, said Olivia. So, who doesn't lie about class? Asked Santos. Santos, that dream Allison had. It was about this woman from Salem over 300 years ago. I believe Allison is being possessed, said Olivia. Then, let's find her, said Santos. All three are running out of the museum. Santos's truck starts, then it drives away. Where would she go? Asked Santos. Depends. If it's Allison, probably her usual spots. But if it's Juana, probably where it all began, said George. Gary is kissing Allison's neck. Oh, yeah, you're making me hot. Yeah, keep doing that, said Allison. Gary unbuttons his pants. Ready for Mr. Big? Asked Gary. Actually, I am, said Allison, pushing Gary off her, then lands on top. Gary starts laughing. Both Allison and Gary start kissing. Are you ready? Asked Gary. I am, said Allison. Gary smiles, then gasps. Allison's hands appear in Gary's chest, then she pulls out his heart. Gary gasps. Oh, you do have a heart, said Allison, standing up, then walking away. Marco appears on the porch, then tries looking through the windows. Oh, come on. Where are you guys? I want to see her breasts, said Marco. Hello, Marco, said Allison on appearing on the front porch. Oh, Allison, where's Gary? Asked Marco. Resting now, said Allison. You took a lot out of him, huh? Asked Marco. You could say that, said Allison, raising her hand. Marco sees Gary's heart. Marco gags, then runs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Marco continues running, then trips over a rock. Ow. My knee, said Marco, holding his knee, then turns around. Allison appears, approaches Marco. Marco screams. Screaming echoes. Where was Juana burned? Asked Olivia. In the woods. About 10 miles from there. Old village, said George. Where would that be? Asked Santos. Well, a long time ago. This was the village from where the museum was all the way around. Then you know where the road is. Which would have been a path back then. The road leading up the hill. Then you go 10 miles east, said George. Olivia pulls out a GPS. 10 miles east from the road. All right, it's calculating. Number appears on the GPS. Oh my, said Olivia. What? Asked Santos. It says 37 degrees latitude, 25 degrees longitude, said Olivia. What's wrong with those calculations? Asked George. That's the sorority house, said Olivia. That's where Allison will go, said Santos, turning the steering wheel. The truck turns around, then drives down road. Tara appears sitting on her bed, knocking on the bedroom door. Go away. Knocking on the bedroom door again. I said, and quat. Go away, and quat, said Tara. Tara, It's me. Alison. I wanted to talk, said Alison. All right, come in, said Tara. The bedroom door opens. Alison appears walking into the bedroom. A pair of scissors appear in Alison's hand behind her. Back. The bedroom door shuts. The truck continues driving, then stops. The sorority house appears. All right, let's get in there before Alison gets back, said Olivia. The second floor window smashes. Tara falls out the bedroom window, then lands onto the ground. The pair of scissors appear in Tara's eyes. Oh my God, said George. The front door opens. All three look up, then see Alison standing on the front porch. Welcome, my sister. I think it's time that we finished this, said Alison. Alison, what have you done? Asked Olivia. Alison is dead. Juana will reign in this body for eternity, just as long as I keep this with me, said Alison, showing the necklace. That's it. Grab that necklace, said George, running at Alison. Alison hits George. George falls onto the ground, then he groans. Stay here, said Santos, running at Alison. Alison holds up her hand. Santos. Go still. You can't beat me. Not when I have more power than any mortal or immoral does. Santos. Struggling. I could crush you into a pile of dust just by squeezing my hand. Wanna see? Asked Alison. A board breaks over Alison's back. Both Alison and Santos fall onto the ground. Are you all right, Santos? Asked George, holding a board. Yeah, thanks, said Santos. George, look out. George turns around. Alison stares at George, grabs the board, then swings it. The board hits George. George, said Olivia. Alison looks at both Olivia and Santos, then throws the board onto the ground. Now, to finish this. So, I could reign as the Dark Witch of Salem, said Alison, laughing. Alison, that's not you in there. That's the witch. That's Juana, Alison. She's controlling you. Please, Alison, try to remember, said Olivia. Alison looks at Olivia, then shakes her head. No, you can't confuse me like that. I am the Dark Witch of Salem, and I will kill all who oppose me, said Alison, raising her right hand. Both Olivia and Santos go still, then rise off of the ground. Alison laughs evilly. George, tell Alison how much you care for her. Do it quickly, said Olivia. George looks at Alison. And quat, Alison, and quat. Alison looks at George. I know you're in there, Alison. You can fight this witch. She isn't stronger than you. You're stronger than her. Why do you think she chose your body? All she is right now is a spirit. And spirits can leave bodies, just as the popular can fight. Now fight, Alison. I know you can, said George. Shut up, said Alison, raises her left hand. George falls onto the ground. George, keep trying, said Olivia. George stands up. Witch, you let Alison go right now. Do you hear me, witch? You let the woman I love go. She doesn't want you in her body. Now, let her go, said George. Alison looks at George. Then she laughs. Do you really think that'll work? Asked Alison. George approaches Alison, then gets face to face with her. That might not have worked, but this will, said George, kissing Alison. Alison lowers her right arm. Both Olivia and Santos land onto the ground. Alison pushes George off of herself. Silly human, Alison is gone. I'm the new Alison, and no one will stop me. Alison raises her right hand. What? Why ain't my powers working? Asked Alison. Because I have this, said George, raising the emerald. And quat, No, and what? Yelled Allison, echoing. George grabs a rock, raises it, then swings it down. The rock smashes the emerald. Allison groans, then falls onto her knees. A black light is forming, then it goes into the ground. Allison collapses onto the ground. Allison, said George, kneeling next to Allison. Allison groans, opens her eyes, then sees George. Professor Bishop, said Allison. Yes, Allison, it's me, said George. What's going on? I don't really remember much, said Allison. Trust me, you'll want to forget what happened, said Santos. Allison looks at George. You know, I've always wanted to do this, said George. Do what? Asked Allison. George kisses Allison. Both Olivia and Santos are smiling, then kiss each other. Footsteps are walking down the street. Woman number 1 looks down, then sees the sun reflecting off of an object. What is that? Woman number 1 walks towards the object, bends down, then picks up another emerald. Oh, how pretty, said woman number 1. Evil laughter echoes. The end.